Ruler School is brought to you by Happy Little Hug Factory and these amazing patrons. Extra special thank you to guest lecturer patrons Brody Harris, Lance Albertson, and Monica. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the video. Hey there everyone, DMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for my Lockdown time-spinning witch deck, which was taking pieces of kind of my favorite parts of all the different lists that have kind of popped up over the past few events in Rome and then Collinsville, kind of put them all together. So this deck is very interesting. It's just blue-green. The whole idea is you use time-spinning, which is ability to produce time wheel on the front side, as well as her ability to produce double time wheel and reset all your gods arts on the back side to put your opponent in this kind of state of perpetual lockdown where they just can't recover their stones, and you just start massing a bigger and bigger board state, and then you just run them over. It's very, very interesting. So her effect is to only spend that time wheel on mobilize, activates, or awakenings. So there's some things that we use in here to kind of take advantage of that. It can be used on activates to get a little bit more value out of it. Stone base wise, it's just 4 Magic Stone of Time because we need it to be able to Judgment, 4 Magic Stone of Deepwood because we like to have the green, and then 2 Spirit Stones because you need some additional green, and it's also a potential to be able to draw a card. Now keep in mind that if you sacrifice your Spirit Stones, you can't ever flip into the Unbound Princess of Time Kaguya, but to be perfectly honest, I have never even gotten to a point where that's really been something I wanted to do. Typically, if I get to 10 stones or even 8 or 9 stones, the game's practically over. I've never really been in a situation where it's gone that long and then I've wanted to reset the game. So to go into the main deck, though, we play 4 Dinosaur Surfacing because it's this is the Italian one. Let me see if I can pull up a better looking one here. Dinosaur Surfacing, search your deck for a dinosaur, put it in your hand, or you can awaken it for 4 additional and put it into the field instead. So this is a way you pull out Mosasaurus. Mosasaurus locks down 3 of your opponent's stones or kills the arrested Resonator. So let me stipulate that. It targets 3 magic stones. It doesn't have to be just your opponent's, but it also has to target 3 different stones. So you have to kind of time that really well so you don't, unfortunately, have to target one of your own stones, which is really unfortunate. And then other Resonators we play is 2 Misty Dragon Spirits. I like Misty a lot in this list because it is a good mid-range threat that kind of forces your opponent to spend their final battles early, which sets you up to be able to have Mosasaurus that are uncontested on your opponent's side of the field. Misty also just kind of helps as a good whittler as well as a blocker in the meantime. Play 2 Viola, the Treacherous Maiden. I like this card a lot because it's good to be able to kind of mess with your opponent, as well as, you know, it quick casts in and can be an 8/8. It can pump up J Resonators, which is great for some additional kind of sneaking in that damage. You can also banish it to RFG 2 cards from the graveyard, which was really helpful for me in my matchups against Scheherazade. I would use this in response to their Seed of Rebirth to just banish the 2 cards they're targeting from their grave, which would make their Seed of Rebirth kind of worthless. So I like this card a lot. And then I play 4 Lorites, and the only reason why I'm playing 4 Lorites is because I need to protect my Mosasauruses from being Lorited, but also because I'm playing 3 Lorite 7 Disciples. Once again, it's a really great mid-range option, and Lorite 7 Disciples essentially puts your opponent on the back foot, I think, in the sense that they have to spend will pretty quickly to be able to deal with this card, and that leads them to situations where they may be having to spend more will than they want, which then possibly taps them out and leaves them vulnerable to being locked down effectively by time spinning. So I really like this card a lot. Going into the other kind of spells, we play 2 optional possessions just because suddenly having a 17/12 flying Mosasaurus to kill your opponent is very relevant, and the fact that it has Remnant is very nice. 2 Keys Call as a different way to be able to deal with things like Lorites, 3 Severing Winds for Cancel Wars, 3 Fairer Spells for Cancel Wars, 4 Distortion of Time because it is the other primary way we lock your opponent down. It's also some draw power, which is great. 4 Dragon Lord's Breath because it's our main removal spell. It's an excellent 1-drop with 1 time wheel from Time Setting Witch. This becomes Bounce a Dude, draw a card, which is very, very good. And also can become pay 1 and 2 time to put 2 things, you know, you 2 for 1 off of this card. So there can be a lot of value off of it. And then lastly, 3 Idol of Magic. So 3 Idol, the effect of Idol of Magic is spend 1, banish this card to produce any color, but that's an activate ability. So Time Spinning Witch can use her Time Will on this card, which means that she can turn her Time Will into any color that she wants, and then draw a card. The reason why we use this as opposed to one of the other idols that like you usually get to do it once per turn or whatever is because in this format right now with Scheherazade they have Cleansing Doll, their Cleaning Doll, so we want to have an idol that we can kind of instant speed sack for us to get rid of rather than their Cleaning Doll, because if Cleaning Doll doesn't actually kill anything then they don't get to flip their card back over. So you kind of would respond to the Cleaning Doll by banishing this card, drawing a card, and then their Cleaning Doll is kind of a whiff. So there you have it, guys. That is the list. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below, or how you would run things differently. Time Spinning is definitely a really fun ruler. I really enjoy playing this deck, so I definitely recommend if you can get your hands on a Time Spinning Witch, you should definitely give it a shot. But until next time, guys, as always, this is DMO73 signing off.